Here to explain, Fox News contributor, former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. Newt, good morning to you.
Good morning.
He was very clear last week.
Despite last night.
Newt's Packers lost.
Look, I think he gave a reasonable and pretty decent speech as an inaugural address. But I don't think it had anything to do with the administration. When you say, let's talk about unity, and you walk down the street to the White House and you sign, I think, 17 executive orders, virtually every one of them opposed by 75 million people. It's a little hard to see how you're pitching unity. None of them were vetted through Republicans. He didn't sit down with any senators, any House members. So I think you have to draw a real distinction between Biden's nice words and Biden's very tough left-wing divisive actions, some of which, by the way, and you talked about this in the last segment, the moratorium on getting people out of the U.S. means at least 45,000 people who either have criminal records or were in the process of going to court with criminal records. 45,000
right.
are going to remain in the United States. Now, how does that help safety in America to allow 45,000 criminals to stay in the U.S.? And, of course, it sends a terrific signal to the world. Joe Biden's president, why don't you come to the U.S. illegally, and we'll give you a chance to become a citizen? And what you're seeing right now coming out of Honduras is just barely the beginning.
Right.
His policies are going to lead to a flood of people coming into the U.S.
And, right now, as we see him signing some of those executive orders and actions last week, he's going to do more of those because he can, because he's got a pen and a phone, as we heard. Sure. And every president can do that. But going forward, when you involve the legislature, you got the $2 trillion stimulus package, which, there's no unity on that. And then you've got the House. They're going to walk over the articles of impeachment later tonight. And, the Senate's going to take that up in 2 weeks. Where's the unity with that? You were talking about 74 million Americans. The whole idea behind impeachment is to get somebody out of an office. And I know the Republican senators are kind of coalescing around this idea that you cannot impeach a private citizen. Donald Trump is gone. So don't have a Senate trial, censure him, or pass a resolution. But let's move on in the name of unity.
Look, let's start with the fact. It is a fact that Donald Trump got more votes than anybody in American history except Joe Biden. He got more votes than George W. Bush, more votes than Ronald Reagan, more votes than Barack Obama. So what's the moral standing of a bunch of politicians in Washington telling the rest of the American people, you can't vote for this guy ever again? I mean, what's their basis for them? Why does Nancy Pelosi, who represents a small enclave in San Francisco, why does she have the power to say to the entire nation, I will choose who's allowed to run? I think this is madness. I think it's driven by an ideological frenzy. And I think it's dumb in the Senate. There's no possibility that they're going to get 17 Republican senators to vote to convict somebody who got 74 million votes and who's still going to be out there and who I'm sure will campaign extensively in any Republican Senate seat that voted to impeach him. So I just think this is another example. The only thing unifying the Democratic Party is hatred of Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump gets past this impeachment and spends 6 months being quiet and watching and thinking about what happened, in that 6 months the Democratic Party will fall apart. Because he is the only organizing principle that they can agree on.
Well, let's see what happens. I know the Democrats in the Senate say that the president former president must be held accountable. Let's see what happens between now and a potential trial. Hey, Newt, thank you very much. Sorry about the Packers.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Good luck.